Hey guys, Comic Book Steve here again with another haul. I got some new releases and some back issues per usual. Not too many back issues. Most of them are from, actually all of them are from online stores or eBay. I happen, a lot of the local comic shops I go to are drying up for books that I want. And I'm kind of narrowing down on things that I am interested in looking for. Mostly trying to complete my Amazing Spider-Man collection and some odds and ends of other books I'm looking for. Not going too far off the trail like I did last year with a lot of trying to find hot books or just grabbing anything that I thought the cover looked cool too, which is fun for a little while. But uh, eventually you run out of space to put things. So trying to slow the tide a bit. So all right, let's start with new releases from last week. First one we got is Spidey number 3, I think. Yeah, number 3. Whoops, knocking people around. This haul is sponsored by Black Suit Spider-Man and Miles Morales, as you can see. Yeah, so we got Spidey number 3. I love the art in this a lot. I mean, this is a guy, Nick Bradshaw is a guy I've been dying to see draw Spider-Man for a while. So I'm really glad he's doing it. Not crazy about the whole not sure if this is in continuity thing going on here, where this is taking place in the past, but it's not really following continuity of the Spidey's past that we know, so it's a bit hit or miss. But overall, I think I'm enjoying it. It's a little bittersweet, but we'll see how it goes. If this artist wasn't on it, I probably would have dropped this a long time ago. Get this guy on Amazing Spider-Man, please. Please. Thank you. Marvel. Next one we got here is Spider-Man number 1, the Miles Morales Spider-Man, obviously. This is okay. I think I liked him better in the Ultimate Universe. I'm not sure what they're gonna do if the Peter Parker as head of Parker Industries and globetrotting in the Amazing Spider-Man book doesn't work out, and then the Marvel wants to bring him back to his roots of, just fighting crime in New York, and then they have, Miles Morales here also doing the same thing. That might be a little weird. It's not the first time they've had multiple Spider-Man running around, but the way they're trying to pitch it now is that, Miles Morales is filling the Peter Parker gap of being the down on his luck, inexperienced hero. But I don't know if the Parker Industries thing is gonna, be a long-standing status quo for the character. We'll see. So I think sales are. Last time I looked at the sales charts, I think the issue in December, whatever amazing issue that was, the sales of it were lower than the last issue of the previous volume. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a telling sign of people just getting tired of relaunches or if they don't like the direction. Still sells pretty high. I think it was like 81,000 copies. So nothing to be worried about, but still. Overall, not a bad book, but I did like him in the Ultimate Universe better. Then speaking of Spider-Man, we got Amazing Spider-Man number 7. Yeah, pretty decent. I'm okay with the Parker Industries storyline, mostly because they always end up going back to the roots of the character eventually. Whether it's like 5 years, 10 years, eventually someone comes along and says, "Okay, we gotta change it up again. Let's change it by repeating or going back to the beginning, or going back to how things started, breaking down the character, and then changing him from there." I mean, that's what they did in the early 2000s. That's what they did in Brand New Day. That's what they tried to do, bring him back to the beginning, and then change things from there. So they'll do it again. It'll happen. I had a lot of people at my job who read comics worried about Superior Spider-Man when it came out. That Doc Ock shouldn't be Peter Parker. It's not their Peter Parker. That's true, but it's comic books. They always go back to start eventually. I'm just enjoying the ride while I can. I do like it when they try to do something different, at least. So it's not bad. I enjoy it enough to not feel bad about picking it up monthly. It's way better than when I used to pick it up monthly during the Byrne Mackey era. I'll tell you that much. That's it for last week. This is this week's books. Radioactive Spider-Gwen number 5. Probably my least favorite issue of the entire series so far. It's more like a filler issue. It's got a fill-in artist, and it's all about Captain George Stacy. I think Spider-Gwen doesn't appear until the end of the book, so it's not the greatest. I kind of want to read all of them together once the storyline's done, to see how much I want to stay on the book. I did like the beginning of it. I liked the last series, but I don't know. This issue just seemed to rub me the wrong way. I thought it was pretty boring, but fillers do that, you know, when they change the artist. I think that changes the entire tone of the book. So that's Spider-Gwen. And then the last one I got was Deadpool Spider-Man, or Spider-Man Deadpool #2. Fun book. I like that Miles Morales was in it. I don't know how long I'll stay on the book for. Again, not a crazy Deadpool fan. Liked him way better back in his anti-hero, or not anti-hero. I don't like the anti-hero. Back in his I'm a snarky villain days of early X-Force, New Mutants. Not crazy about the I'm a funny guy anti-hero. Or, you know, he's really just a hero now, isn't he? He's on the Avengers. I mean, Captain America recruited him, for Christ's sake. I mean, if that doesn't say you're a hero, I don't know what does. I mean, even Wolverine could barely get Captain America's approval, but you know, that's a whole other story. I think the saving grace for me in this book is the art. The writing's pretty good, and the art just really kills it. So I think that's worth the price of admission alone. That's it for the new releases. All Spider-Man related. Every single one of them. Trying to stay focused, especially with the prices going up on new releases. Let's see here. We'll start with this guy. So this is Amazing Spider-Man #260. One of the ones in my collection that I always, or that I don't have in my collection, that I always forget that I don't have, because it's the only issue I'm missing in like a pretty large run of books. I think I have from let's see. I have from about 240 to all the way up to like 300, I think, and then it gets a little spotty around McFarlane era, and then, you know, it stays on track until like 441. But this was one in that like Hobgoblin era, after 252, that I always forget that I don't have. So picked it up off eBay. I think it was $2 plus shipping, so it was like $5. You could probably find it for cheaper if you wait for like a convention, but you know, then you're paying the entry fee anyway, so whatever. I thought it was a good price, so picked it up. Good shape, not fantastic, but pretty solid. I'd say it's like a fine. So glad to have that. Next one we got here is one that I've been looking for quite some time, for a good price. Spider-Man #25, the non-enhanced variant. Sticker price says $35 on there, but this is the bag the guy sent it in. I paid on eBay. I paid I think it was $9 for this, so it was about 10, 11 with shipping, which is not far off from the 15 that I could have got it for in Florida when I saw it in the back issues. I would have rather paid around $5 for it, and I did see it go up on eBay for buy it now for about $6 the other day, and I was kicking myself. But it is a hard one to find. I don't see it around too often, and when I do see it, people are trying to charge a lot for it. So it's one of those books that if you wait long enough and you go to the right places, you will eventually find it for like $5 or less. I guarantee you. It's just gonna happen. But waiting for that to show up, you know, takes a while. This is one of those books where it's a low print run. It was during that early Volume 2 era where the print run was fairly low. It's a unenhanced variant, so it's lower than the enhanced version. It is an anniversary issue, so I don't know what the exact print run was on it. But you know, stores and eBay sellers try to charge a premium for it if they know that it's possibly or if they know the print run is low, but the demand is not super high for it. So I don't think a lot of people get that price for it. So a lot of auctions end around $8-10. So it's right around what I paid for it. So I was good with that. Long story short, really glad to have it. So that closes off another one in my collection that I've been looking for a while. I don't think I had this on my top 10 list, but it's definitely been on my want list for a long time. Next up is one off my want list. Amazing number 36, the newsstand edition. So that was pretty cool. I got this off eBay for I think it was $30, which I thought was fine. Usually the auctions for these end around like $30-40. I'm not sure what the going price is for the newsstand version. Like I mentioned before, newsstand copies are harder to find in good shape, but not every collector really cares about that. You'll get sites like Mile High Comics, and I don't know if you guys ever use Mile High Comics. I'm kind of curious to hear what everyone's online shop is of choice. Mine is my comic shop because I can trade stuff in and get stuff with the credit most of the time. And I find their price is not like super insane sometimes. But Mile High, I find their site very cumbersome to use, and they charge like astronomical prices sometimes. Like newsstand copies, they want like 50 to like 100% more than the regular copy, and it's just I don't think the market's there for that. Only like really hardcore collectors really would probably care about newsstand copies. I just don't think it's a thing that most people are, spending their time looking for a newsstand edition. But it is a cool thing to have. I like it as an oddity. Like, oh, if I get a book, it's like, oh, I got this book. Oh, it's a newsstand copy. Cool. It's in nice shape. It's just a little extra bonus. And like this one, I think it's just a little extra bonus that it happens to be a newsstand copy. So that's the end of that. So that's another one off the list of my top 10. That's 2 down. I got quite a bit to go, and the rest are going to be super hard. I've already been going crazy on eBay trying to win auctions on a few and just barely missing out. It's very frustrating. But this one I got off eBay and I was very happy to get. Not on my top 10 list, but a really nice one to have. Amazing number 98, part of the no comic code drug issues. This is a fine copy. I'm not going to take it out of the bag, but it is really slick. It's got a slight faint bend on the back side over here, but it's not terrible. Overall, I'm really happy with this book. I paid about $9 for this, and I think that's an awesome price for it. It's really weird. eBay is like it's a horrible place and a really great place. It's really great to find Silver Age books that aren't on people's radars like constantly. Like this book is just, I don't know, it's not a key book. I mean, it's kind of, I guess, for the comics code thing, but it's not like a character key book. So I don't think a lot of people look for it all the time. There's not like a huge amount of people looking for it. So if you find that sweet spot of like a Monday afternoon where an auction's ending for a book like this, you can get a really nice deal. Whereas in a store, a copy like this would probably be marked at like $50, $30, $50, $30 at least. But yeah, if you're looking for like a key book on eBay, it's almost impossible to get a good price for it. Like I've been trying to get Amazing 100, and it's brutal. It's a brutal fight trying to get that. I'm trying to go for a fine or fine minus copy at least. It's a fight. I've missed out on so many that it's very daunting. But then you get one of these guys, and you're like, it's like, all right, eBay, you're not so bad. So very happy about that. Not on my list, but still a great one to have. Another one I got off my comic shop that I just got today that I wanted to show off really bad is a kind of a weird one, Spider-Man related. Don't worry. This is Steve Ditko's The Package. it's a trade paperback, but not really. I mean, it's a kind of a magazine size. It says new reprints, so I don't know where the original stories were printed, but this is the first print of this version of it. It's not like an expensive book. I got it for $9 off my comic shop. It's been on my want list for a while, and usually I've seen it go up a few times and then it's immediately gone. So I saw this pop up in my email and I ordered it as soon as I could. Yeah, so it's a really weird book. If you ever have seen one of these where he's just kind of like ranting about stuff, it's like a zine. If you remember those, like an indie zine from like the late '90s. But the reason I wanted this one was, and I'll open it up because I think it's pretty fascinating. I think this is the only published time that let's see, the only published time that Ditko has drawn Spider-Man since Amazing Spider-Man number 38. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that. So he's got this spiel over here about, you know, who's the real creator, Stan Lee, the writer, or Steve Ditko, the artist. And it's a really bad, it's really bad art. I'm pretty sure it's Ditko that drew that. It looks like his style of art, but it's not like the classic style. I mean, Peter looks like he's gained a bit of weight since the '60s, but I'm pretty sure this is the only published Spider-Man art he's done since Amazing 38. Even if you look at his Marvel stuff in the late '70s, early '80s, mid '80s, it looked like he must have had like some kind of request not to draw Spider-Man, because every like hero gathering that's in any of those books that I've seen, Spider-Man is curiously not present. So when I saw this come up when I was on a Google search one year, I was like, wow, I need to find that. So I was really glad to grab this one. It's not his best piece of art. You can tell he wasn't like taking super care with it. He was just trying to prove a point. But it's for me, being a Spider-Man fan, it's really cool to have what I would guess is the last or one of the more recent published Spider-Man art drawings from the original creator. But again, not his best stuff, as you can tell. Still pretty cool. Don't know what the going price is for this. I paid $9, but I have seen it for Buy It Nows on eBay for pretty high prices. I don't know what they actually sell for. And like I said, it does say reprints on the book, but I don't know where these stories were originally printed. So this is the first printing of this collection, and this came out in 1999. This says copyright 2000, so I don't get it, and I don't know, but it's cool to have. Anyway, guys, that is all I've got. Thanks for watching. I've got some other videos I'm going to do right now, some contest videos, and hopefully I can post those up soon after this. Otherwise, if they're not there yet, they will be. Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.